Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Soda Dinosaur 31. Soda Dinosaur was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations.
Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. Miss me? I got a neat new drone for you today, folks. This is the Holystone HS320 bubble drone. It's a beginner's learn to fly drone with a built-in bubble machine in the belly. We're going to go over that here shortly about this particular drone. But this looks like a fun drone for beginner pilots with the fun new capability of that bubble machine. Okay, it weighs only 235 grams, and that includes with the battery and with the built-in bubble tank filled with bubble solution. So this does not require registration in most countries. Keep that in mind. So, for beginners, you don't have to worry about registering this particular drone. Now, it's a folding drone for portability, as are most drones these days, but it also comes with brushless motors for durability and portability, but durability and power. Okay, these brushless motors provide a lot of power, and you're going to need that extra power to lift the bubble solution. But again, keep in mind this does not weigh over 250 grams and does not require registration in nearly all countries. Now, the capabilities it also has, it has headless mode, so you can turn on and off headless mode, and that means that you can spin this drone around and go in and out and right and left, and it doesn't really matter which direction the drone is pointed. If you're in headless mode, with the controller, forward will always be in one direction, back will always be in the other, and right and left is the same. In other words, you can spin this drone and pirouette it if you want while you're flying, and that would actually look pretty cool while you're blowing out bubbles out of the bottom of the thing. So, additionally, it also has altitude hold to help you maintain a particular altitude with flight. So it makes it easier for beginner pilots to fly it. Now, this includes not a built-in, but it's a removable bubble tank in the belly. Let's open it up and take a look at that bubble tank. Pull it out. Now, you can remove this to make it a little bit lighter, and if you don't want to fly with the bubble machine operating, I would recommend removing it to make the drone a little bit lighter here. It'll give you more flight time. In other words, if the less amount of weight that you have to lift, because this adds another 25 grams with the water tank, built with the water bubble solution inside that. So you might want to consider removing it if you're not going to be using the bubble machine. But this is the bubble tank that it comes with. It's pretty easy to fill up and use. You take this little bubble solution filler and fill it with, they say to use 2 of these packets. Now, they do provide you with a bunch of bubble solution packets, but I'm imagining you could also use something like Dawn soap or, dish detergent soap and put it in there. Just use a sufficient amount, they say, to produce bubbles. If you're not getting enough bubbles, they say to use more solution or more soap or whatever you're using to make bubbles with. But they do provide you with some bubble solution in there, and they say to use 2 packets per this bottle. And you pour it in there like so, and then fill up the rest of the bottle with water. Shake it up. Then you remove the top of this lid here of the bubble tank. Fill up the bubble tank with the bubble solution. Plug it back, this cap back on again like so. And then line up the bubble solution pin here with the tank. Hold the tank horizontal like so. Don't tilt the tank. You don't want it spilling. And then insert the tank back in like so. And then put the cap back on. Okay, once it's in there, I guess you can tilt it a bit. And then put this back on like that. Get in there. Hold on, folks. How hard? Oh, this is in the way, I think. There we go. And then clip it back up again. And there you go. And also, this is a cover for the bubble machine itself. This is the bubble machine with the cover removed. You want to remove it, obviously, when you're going to be blowing bubbles. But when you're not blowing bubbles, I recommend keeping it on to prevent dirt from getting inside there. In case you crash it, it'll prevent dirt from getting in there and interfering with the bubble machine itself. So I can see the little gears in there that spin this bubble machine around while it's blowing bubbles. So let's put that back on. So that's it. Let's also take a closer look at the drone. It does have lights in the front, headlights, and a light in the back. And this is the on-off switch for the drone. You press it and hold it until you hear the chirps. Then you put it on a flat level surface, and then connect it to the controller by turning on the controller like so, and then going up and down on the left stick, and it is ready to take off by either hitting the altitude hold button or the automatic takeoff button, or pushing up on the throttle. I'm not going to do that here while we're doing the review, obviously, but I'll show you that here shortly when we take it outdoors to fly it. Now, you can fly this indoors, but being a brushless drone, I would not recommend it. They're pretty powerful motors. They can hurt things, people and pets and objects that you crash into. But it does come with these propeller protectors. I strongly recommend beginner pilots consider putting these on, especially if you're going to be flying indoors. Although, again, I do not recommend that. Take it outdoors, folks. And again, you beginner pilots, put these on. You'll keep your drone in one piece for a longer time. And then once you get comfortable flying this, then consider removing that, because you'll be able to get longer flight times without having to lift this extra weight of these propeller guards on that particular drone. Okay, other things about it. I did mention maybe I didn't mention, but it does come with, at least mine did, with two of these 3.7 volt 1800 milliampere hour batteries. Now, these are predicted to give up to 18 minutes of flight time. Now, that 18 minutes of flight time is probably without the bubble solution tank installed, and in hover only, okay? If you're going to do any maneuvers and flying around, that could drastically reduce the flight time, especially trying to lift the bubble solution. You know, that adds another 25 grams to the weight of the aircraft. So yeah, that will reduce your flight time also. So again, if you're not going to use the solution bubble maker, remove the tank, in other words, to get that extra flight time and flight performance of the drone. Okay, other things about the controller. Let's go over the controller. This is its controller. Again, we have the on-off switch right here. You activate it by pressing and holding, and then you connect it to the drone. Once the drone, while the drone is active, by up and down on the left switch, and that connects the controller to the drone. Other buttons on it. It does have headless mode and rates. Rates increases the speed of the drone. You press this button here, and let's see how many rates it's got. Okay, I'm not hearing beeps, but normally you press this button and that increases the speed of the drone. It usually has beginner, intermediate, and expert speeds. So each of these presses should, activate the feature. Let me see if I can get those to work by going up and down like so. There's two. Yeah, so it has beginner, intermediate, and expert. So it does have 3 rates. It also has headless mode. And headless mode, again, it doesn't care which direction the drone is pointed. It remembers it at takeoff, which direction is the base direction. And you activate headless mode by holding this button down for about 2 seconds until you hear a long beep. Actually, let's do it. Turn this on again. Activate. Hold it down. You hear that beep. And that will put the drone in headless mode. And again, going forward, let me turn this off. But again, going forward and backward, it doesn't matter which direction the drone will be pointed. It will always remember that direction being forward, that direction being back, that direction being left, and that direction being right by this right stick, the pitch roll stick on the right. Okay, let's see other features that it has on this controller. It does have high-speed spin, where the drone will spin around in circles. That would look, I'm imagining that would look real cool while it's blowing bubbles. And to activate that, you activate it by pressing this particular button on the right here. Other buttons it has a trim button if the aircraft is drifting left or right. First off, you can calibrate the gyros by putting the drone on a flat level surface if you're noticing a lot of drifting, by connecting to the controller and bringing both sticks down and to the left, and that will calibrate the gyros. But if even that doesn't help, you can adjust the trim of the drone by holding this button down for 2 seconds until you hear a beep, and then you can move right and left, forward and back until the drifting stops. You go in the opposite direction of the drift, then let go of the stick, and then wait 2 seconds, and it'll automatically come out of that trim. Again, it has auto takeoff and auto landing. You activate by pressing this button here. Again, this is the on-off switch. And to turn on the bubble machine, you do a quick press of this button here, and you can increase the speed of the bubbles coming out, more bubbles, by pressing and holding this button down for 2 seconds. But keep in mind, when you do that, if you're going to blow out a lot of bubbles, your bubble solution tank will come or whoop you a lot faster. Okay, if you want it to last a long time, just a quick press. If you wanted more bubbles, again, hold this button down again. But again, it should empty your bubble tank a little bit faster if you do such. So that's the HS320. It's a pretty basic machine, but pretty cool with that bubble machine. I want to try it out. It looks like a lot of fun. Let's go over what you get in the box, but before we take it out, you get the instruction manual. It's a detailed instruction manual. I recommend you read it. It comes in English and Japanese. It appears to be English and Japanese in that instruction manual, but again, it's very detailed, so I do recommend you read it. You also get specifications and safety guideline manual right here, and this comes in a lot of languages: English, German, French, Italian, Spanish, and Japanese, all in this manual here. Other things you get, this is a quick start guide. For those of you a little more that have been flown before, you can read this and get it in the air real quick by just looking at the quick start guide. But again, the user manual has a lot more details on the different features of the drone, so I recommend always reading the main user manual. And again, this is or I didn't mention this yet, but this is the card for how to use the bubble machine, how to fill it up and install it into the drone. Pretty simple, pretty basic to use, but there it is. So again, you get the drone. Again, I got 2 batteries that came with the drone. It's just simple plug-in battery. It plugs in there like so. Clip there, and they're charged by a Type-C USB port, phone charger cable. So again, this does come with a phone charger cable. I'll show you that here shortly. But that is the battery. Again, I got 2. You get the controller. You get a bubble tank already in the machine, plus a spare bubble tank that comes with the kit. And this packet here has a spare set of propellers, along with screws, a screwdriver for installing the screws, or installing the propellers, and a charging cable, a Type-C USB charging cable for the batteries. And again, you get propeller guards, the bubble filler bottle, and a bunch of these bubble liquid packets to install in that bubble filler. Okay, but again, I think you can also use Dawn soap. I'm going to try that too. So that's the HS320. Looks like a lot of fun. I want to take it out in my front yard on a sunny day tomorrow morning and see what it does. So let's take it out, folks, and see how it flies. Hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and welcome to the test flight of the HS320 bubble drone. Okay, to start this up, we press and hold the on-off switch here until we hear the ESCs chirping. And put it on a relatively flat and level surface like my driveway. Then turn on the transmitter like so. And then to bind it to the drone, we got to go up and down on the throttle. Okay, to start the motors, we bring both sticks down and in. And then automatic takeoff by pressing this button here. And we got a little bit of a drift because of the wind coming from the left. Okay, turn on the bubble machine, that button there. And there go the bubbles. Look at the bubbles coming out of there. Let's try that spin feature. Coming out of that spin feature, I don't want it to go away. Okay, let's go out in the sunlight and see those bubbles. Oh, look at those bubbles in the sunlight. Filling up the neighborhood with bubbles. Bring it up close to see those bubbles. Look how that works, folks. See that? Look at all those bubbles spewing out of there. Cool toy. Really cool toy. I like this. Good job, Holy Stone. Okay, let's go higher rates. See how it flies. That's second rate. Look at all the bubbles in the yard. This will be fun like at a party or something. Okay, bring it closer to see those bubbles. third rate. Coming down. The whole thing of it, the whole biggest feature of this is that bubble machine. Now this is a nice little brushless drone to learn to fly with for beginner pilots, but I do recommend, since it is brushless, that you do put on those prop guards that come with this. I don't have it on mine because I have some experience how to fly these, but it's doing a good job. There's a wind there pulling it away. It's going around. Zoom. But let's go upwind a bit. Which way is the wind blowing right now? I want to try that spin feature again. Wind's coming from my back, I guess. Spin it. Goes. What's it doing? 1, 2, 3. Do it again. 1, 2, 3 and a half. Okay, this does have headless mode. I'm activating it by holding that button there. Pulling back, forward, left, right, spinning it at the same time. Okay, headless mode off. And coming down again to show you those bubbles. Let's get it out in the sun so the sun reflects off the bubbles. Yeah, I just put 2 packets of that bubble soap in there and filled the rest of that little bottle, the filler bottle, with water. Then mixed it up, shaking it a couple times, and then filled up that little tank that comes with it. Insert the tank, charge the battery, and away we go. Look at the bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles. Filling up the yard. Let's take it up higher so the bubbles last longer. Flying, filling the yard with bubbles. They're everywhere. Little bubbles everywhere. Really, really fun toy. But again, you got to practice. Beginner pilots, this is a good one to practice with. Just filling the yard with my bubbles. Bubbly yard. Tiny bubbles in the sky. Makes me feel happy. Who sang it? Don Ho. Many years ago, I used to live in Hawaii. Look at all those bubbles. Look at that. Oh, good Lord. Okay, and then the wind picks up and takes them away. Makes me warm all over. When the bubble machine dies, we're going to just do flying around. See how it flies like right now. When it runs out of bubble solution, but it's still got a lot of bubble solution left. Oh, maybe I'm getting low on it now. Tiny bubbles. This is cool. I like it. Holy Stone came up with a cool toy. The bubble drone. Okay, it's starting to sputter with the bubbles. So, okay, am I in third rate? 1, 2, 3. Let's see how it flies. We demonstrated the bubbles. Oh, the wind's picking up here. And it's fighting the wind easily. Going the other way. Whoa! The wind took that one and almost took my head off. No, no, that never happens to me. Sure it does. It happens to everybody. Well, fun drone. Yeah, the bubbles will stop. So that's how long the bubble solution lasts, the full tank of bubble solution. That was a pretty good long time, though, to tell you the truth. Zoom, the other end of my yard. So this does have telemetry warning, so when the battery gets low in this, it is going to warn me with a beep, 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 beep. This is my first flight of this. I've been flying it several times, having fun with it. It is a fun drone. But I was waiting for a sunny blue sky day like today to use it. So the bubbles will show up a little better against the blue sky. And that blue drone shows up against the blue sky. Speaking of which, let's bring it down here. Down lower. Bring it forward so I can get maybe a thumbnail. The bubble drone. Well, I should have got that one with spitting out bubbles, huh? Oh well. Okay, just flying around some more. Yeah. I remember beginner drones used to be available only in brushless or brushed motors. They're all brushless nowadays, folks, and that's great. All brushless motor, even the toys. Back in the day, to get a brushless motor, you had to spend quite a bit of money. But not anymore. Same with GPS drones. And GPS drones with cameras, they've come down big time too in price. Let's bring this over again. Yeah, that's a good thumbnail. I hope that comes out. The wind stopped right now. Wonderful little drone. Zoom, zoom, zoom. There's a yaw rate in third. Not too extreme. Really can't do much funnels with this. Let me try funnels. That's the funnels you can do with this. So, again, it's a beginner's drone with brushless motors. So yeah, be careful with these brushless motors, folks. They can hurt. Put those guards on if you're a beginner. Prop guards. Coming around, coming around. So, still haven't heard that motor go off yet. Still going. No motor yet. Or that, or telemetry. Still waiting for telemetry on this. It's going to come up eventually. Telemetry, beeping, that's what I'm waiting for. But still no beeping. So yeah, that battery lasts a long time, don't it? Now, beginners, since it's a beginner drone again, they always love to go up high. See how high the drone will go. And this drone will go up high. But if you're a beginner, you're going to lose orientation on it real fast. The wind's going to grab it, and you are going to lose it. Okay, that's the big beginner's mistake. So keep it down below your house level. Keep it at house level or lower while you're flying it. Also, it's best to use a big field, especially if you're first-time flyer. Give you some room to make mistakes in, I got a lot of room here in my front yard, but if you got a bigger field than this, all the better. But my goodness, it's got a long battery. That's good. I thought they were kidding about the, 18 minutes? I don't know if it's going to get 18 minutes. I'm pretty sure we're close to 15 right now. Before that bubble solution lasted, about 5 minutes, I'm guessing? Something like that. So going around, we're just seeing how long the battery lasts. That's all we're doing right now. Going up higher again, keeping it above about house level, and then coming back down. Now it comes down slowly. That's another reason you don't want to go up too high. To speed up that coming down, give it some forward push, some forward movement. That'll speed it up a bit. But if you just pull straight down on the stick, it comes down slow. So keep that in mind too. Come on, battery. There we go. Waiting for the beep beep beeps. And the light's flashing too on the back here. Let's see that. I don't know if you can see that. Let's get in the shade so you can. But we're going to land it right now. Let's press that landing button. Pushing. That's the land button. And there we go. So that's the flight time you get with the HS320 bubble drone. Fun little drone. Cool. Fun to fly out here in sunny day where you can see those bubbles. Let's get this out in the sun so you can see the drone. Get some sunlight on it. So hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101 signing out.
Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.